kick it off, you know.
Kick it off.
Welcome to the Itch Network podcast. The date is 4/30/2020. I'm with here my best friends in the world, JD and Eric.
Aww. What's up?
How are you guys doing?
A lot better now.
Oh.
Worse.
Oh. Well, hopefully the games have treated you well. The gaming gods.
They have.
They haven't. I'm actually in a really bad mood.
Wow.
I'll explain it.
More-
When we get there.
More of that later. For now, we've got tons of news stories that mostly JD has looked up, so they're going to be a surprise to me. But before we hit any of those gems, Eric, what you been playing?
Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm on chapter 14. I'm about halfway through it. I'm trying to get all the side quests done before I move on to the next chapter, because they kind of warn you in-game that if you don't stop here and do the stuff, you're not going to be able to come back and do it later until after you beat the game, kind of thing.
Oh.
So I'm taking my time. I'm talking to everyone 3 times before I move on from every single NPC. I say, hey, how you doing? And they tell me some bullshit line. And I say, hey, how you really doing? They say some bullshit line. And then I say, hey, how are you doing? And then they repeat the first line they told me. And then I move
I was
on.
like, I have a question. Find my cats.
Oh, God.
If I'm being honest, these cats stole my watch, and I need it back.
Right. Here, save on the budget by making all 3 of the cats the same model.
I'll
You
say
did
that
fucking quest too.
I did that quest, and I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Why are they all white? I thought it was all the same cat at first.
It wasn't? I thought it was.
No, they're all 3. They're 3 different white cats.
Oh, bullshit. That's dumb.
Yeah. Hey man, anything for experience.
We're all whores for that.
I'm just trying to level up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think it's an old anime or an old RPG trope for me, where it's like you just keep talking to someone to see what other dialogues they have. If all of a sudden they'll give you some item because you talked to them 3 times. There's a point where I talked to Barrett. I lost track. Like, it was the very first time when he could talk, where you could interact with him. I think I hit the button. I lost track after like 90 times. I interacted with him. JD was like, "You done?" I was like, "No, not until Barrett punches me. Am I going to be done with this?" Click, 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 click.
Well, I'm glad that you're talking to everybody. I haven't seen you engaged in an actual video game in a long time.
Yeah. They did a fantastic job with Final Fantasy VII. I'm bummed out. Like, my brother beat it last week, and he was like, and now I wait an undisclosed amount of time before I get to play part 2. And it made me realize, yeah, there really is no reason for me to rush through this. I'll talk to everyone 5 times.
Soak it in.
So basically running around saying, I'm going to talk to you 5 times. 5 times. 5 times. 5 times. 5 times.
5 times.
Okay, I'm out.
Nothing to say? All right.
Sounds like a wrestling thing.
It is.
Is there a YouTube channel for
Yeah,
that?
can you dig it? Yeah, is there a YouTube channel for that?
Yeah,
I've
I would
never
go
heard
to the heel turn. They got all your wrestling news and no news, and specifically reviews of old things that you probably forgot existed. So
Yeah.
that's a great market.
Did you know
recording.
Chris Jericho used to wrestle for the WCW?
So if you're trying to get your foot in the door in wrestling, the heel turn sounds like a good place to start, so you can get all the lore.
Yeah. 97.
We go through the scriptures.
What?
Peel back
You guys
the
are on
layer.
it?
Yeah.
I know.
What a great group. You know, it's funny. When I was listening to somebody talk about Final Fantasy, I heard the stupidest thing, and I didn't even think of it, but it is. I guess it's accurate. They're like, and we asked Square how it's going with the sequel, and they said, "Yeah, we've started it." Like you're not like
Be here in 2 weeks.
you're not like halfway done with it yet. Like, come on,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
They're not going to
started.
say anything. Of course, they started it. I
Well,
mean,
right.
a lot of the
they could have
assets.
said we're working on it, but instead they said we're starting on it.
Be smart ass Square. Okay. We're getting there. I mean, we're in the middle of a pandemic, and one of the most highly anticipated game series ever. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Let us work. It's like going up to a firefighter while they're putting out a fire. How's it going? We're working on it. We're getting there.
How about The Last of Us postponing the debut of their game for like
A month.
a month? Fuck
They're like
them.
indefinite. I'm like, November it is.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We'll get to that,
Which-
I guess, but
Yeah, we'll get there. Which
So JD, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Final Fantasy 7.
I heard it.
I don't know if I'm in love with Tifa or Jesse, but both of them are warming my heart.
Tifa for sure. Are you
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah.
You guys are off, okay? I got a kiss on the cheek by Jesse, which I found out you can get if you have more than 80% health. Because I was talking to Troy about it. He's like, I didn't get a kiss on the cheek. I'm like, bro, I swear.
Oh yeah. There's a ton of alternate scenes in
Yeah,
this
man.
entire thing.
She loves me, damn it. But no, that's I'm enjoying it. I actually like the cutscenes in general, putting them on. Like it's like weird. It's like so Death Stranding. I just hate doing the gameplay, but the cutscenes are I really like watching the cutscenes.
Boring.
This game I like the gameplay of it, and then I like the cutscenes because I know these characters. I mean, granted, Vincent's not there yet, but you know when
But he
Vincent
also
shows
wasn't
up-
there until like disc 3 or something.
No, disc 1. You get him disc 1.
You get Vincent disc 1?
Yeah, you have to fight
The
what is it?
vampire.
Yeah, the unknown number. Yeah, you get him disc 1, dude. You Nibelheim. You go to the mansion. You have to input the code in the safe, and then you fight one of the monsters that gives you the key to go downstairs into Hojo's. Let's go.
Okay, so maybe I didn't get him until disc 3.
Yeah, man.
Maybe
That's-
I didn't figure that part out till disc
You got Yuffie disc 1 though, right?
No.
Hey, man.
I think I got her disc 4, 3. Like I had the main group of people pretty much all the way
for the
through.
longest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I really liked Vincent when I first saw him, way back when. I didn't like Sid until recently, which I can't wait to play him too. That'll be fun. Playing a
What chapter are you on?
I don't know. It's
you,
the one.
you have to see every time you hit save.
Dude, I hardly ever save. I have it on right now. Well, not on, but like it's in rest right now. So I.
You gotta have like 4 saves. You gotta
I
save.
think I
like,
do
chapter
have, like,
8,
4
chapter 9,
saves.
chapter 10, chapter 11, then 12, 13, 14.
Well, I heard there's a chapter select when you beat it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. If I'm trying to do as much as I can, but if I miss something, I'm like, whatever. I might come back around. But it's after you fight the third class soldier, that one dude.
On the motorcycle?
Yeah, which I thought was pretty cool. I was actually
Yeah.
having fun, but I was definitely thinking, I was like, this is some Metal Gear shit. The way this guy comes out, he's like, the tides of war will echo, and I'm like, excuse me, like, calm down, let's just fight, man. But I was digging it. I put the headphones on. I was just listening to the music while I was fighting. I was like, dude, this is what's up. I like this.
Yeah.
So having fun with that. Finished that mission, which obviously doesn't actually happen in the original game. It was a whole lot of fun, and a lot of backstory in the GSC. You know, get me right in the heartstrings. I was like, oh, that was pretty cool.
Dude, I can't believe you would compare the Jesse and Tifa. Tifa's like on another level.
Bro,
I started feeling a little guilty with Tifa because it's Barrett's wife.
oh my god, get out of here.
Ain't nothing but a thing. Marriage is just a word.
That's
To
not his
quote-
wife. What
to
are you
quote-
talking about?
Yeah, I don't think that's
What?
true.
What?
But to quote
I don't get it.
To quote my old friend Sean, these hoes ain't loyal. And I think he was quoting somebody else. I think he was quoting Eminem, but like,
And he's getting married.
yeah, that's a weird turn of events, isn't it? Hey, let's annul this conversation and ask JD what other games he's been playing.
Wow, great. Divorce ourselves from that situation. So yeah, I've been playing that. I've been playing Pillars of Eternity. I've been playing Final Fantasy 14. I've actually been fishing. Like, work is just death by PowerPoint, so I've been fishing all the time.
That's a fucking lame thing to do. Why don't you find a better thing to do with your time than fish in Final Fantasy?
Well, I can make money.
I don't care.
I want to sell the good fish, and then when I sell the good fish, I'll make the good money.
Oh my
And then when I make the good money, your boy gets the good gear. So, yeah, I'm just
That
I don't
fishing
know.
money.
What else? I think that's it. Yeah, that's more or less it. What have you been playing, Swiss?
I'm playing The Last of Us. Replaying that for now.
Mm.
I put it on easy mode. It's easy.
Surprise.
But I need to rush through it so I can recall all of it. And then Dragon Quest, I'm wrapping that up still. I farmed for like 2 hours this morning just to try to get everything.
God damn.
Make my characters bosses, which they are. What else? I'm going to be starting Pokemon Sword and Shield again. Another quick run through that. And
Wait, you beaten that?
Yeah, I beat it once.
Why are you playing it again? Isn't it so soon?
I need to record footage for it.
Oh.
So I was like, whatever, I'll just storm through it. And then I've been playing a lot of League of Legends. I'm trying to get back into it. Not like full-blown competitive, but at least feel good about a couple champions. So
Cool, man.
playing a lot of Kaisa.
I don't know who that
She's
is.
fun.
She's fun.
She's like a highly, highly mobile AD carry, like a shooter person.
A tracer. Yeah.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
You could say that.
I play MOBAs.
They all the same, yo. Let me hit up Metacritic real quick.
Yeah.
Movies, starting with the highest. Bad Education gets a 79. The Half of It gets a 72. Deer Skin gets a 64. Blood Quantum gets 61. And Liberté gets a 43. I don't know what any of these movies are.
Well, I know Bad Education.
What's Bad Education?
Hugh Jackman. It's a something where he apparently made a school. He's a good guy, but does stuff just because he's in the vicinity of. Someone else explained it better than me, but
Long Island School Superintendent Frank Tassone, that's Hugh Jackman, and his Assistant Superintendent for Business Pam Gluckin are credited with bringing Roslyn School District unprecedented prestige. Frank, always immaculately groomed and tailored, is a master of positive messaging, whether before an audience of community leaders or in an office with a concerned student or parent. In short, it seems Frank can do no wrong. That is, until a plucky student reporter, Geraldine Viswanathan, decides to dig deep into some expense reports and begins to uncover an embezzlement scheme of epic proportions, prompting Frank to devise an elaborate cover-up by any means necessary.
Yeah, so pretty much like the students, they're not like child actors; they're teenagers. I heard they did good, but they are the ones that uncover it and sort of like push it further and whatnot. So it's weird, but he looks interesting in the role.
It's gonna get a hard pass from me.
I watched a movie this week I liked.
Oh, here we go. What is it?
The Extraction.
Oh, you did see that?
Yeah.
I was
saw a little bit
thinking
of it.
about watching.
A good car chase scene.
Yeah. There was insane how inhuman they made the main dude. Like how strong he was.
Strong.
he was like this guy, like what's the actor's name? He's
Chris
Thor.
Hemsworth.
Ow!
Oh. Those that can't see Eric, it looks like he just got a splinter, but I don't even know if there's any wood in that room. Maybe, maybe there's.
I need to use more lotion. That's what it comes down to.
There you go.
Splintery wood.
Yeah.
So Chris Hemsworth, he is like ungodly strong in this movie. He like stiff arms a guy, and like the guy like does a full on backflip from like a 3-inch like slap. Like it's insane, but like they do such a good job with the sound design and like the cinematography that it looks like a fluid motion, to where like he did follow through on a punch, and this guy is reeling from it. They did a really. It doesn't. When you stop and analyze it, it's fucking crazy. But there's the ending of that movie, very ambiguous.
One
I
of the
didn't stick
Russos
around
was
for
in
the
it.
ending of it, but I think I had to go see my mom.
Oh.
Yeah, she was on fire. I saw a movie as well.
What?
Not a movie, a TV show.
Wait, who's on fire?
Waco. That was on fire. They set the building on fire for that one. Would you believe it? It's kind of the opposite of your Extraction movie. It had kind of an interesting plot. Obviously, if you know the Waco situation, I actually didn't know much about it. But,
Oh, really?
I didn't know. I know of it. I just never really looked into it.
That was okay. Hold on. Was that the massacre?
Yeah.
Or was okay? Because there's another one where it's like the where the term "drinking the Kool-Aid" comes from. It was that one cult guy.
Oh,
that was in Texas too, but I can't. I keep mixing those up.
Yeah.
Like it was cyanide. They all drank it.
No. Okay. Yeah. No, it wasn't that.
No.
Waco is about the Branch Davidian, and they're holed up in like a what do you call it? Like I don't know, a big
church?
house, a giant church, like house kind of thing.
Cathedral?
No, it's like there's a term for
Farm.
it. It's not coming.
Barn.
Auditorium?
It's just like a big compound.
University.
Compound. That's what it is. So
Garage.
Like a big. Yeah, it's my garage. That's why I tear gassed it.
A mansion?
No, so they're in a big compound. They're in a religious cult, and they're being investigated by the government, and decide not to give in and leave.
A warehouse?
Mr. Synonym today. And then the government, according to this documentary, the government's 100% at fault and gasses them, and their whole thing blows up. And a bunch
they
of
killed kids too, wasn't it?
Yeah, a bunch of 25 kids died in it. It
According
seems
to the documentary. Someone's picking sides.
This was not a documentary. This was a dramatized
mockumentary,
six-part episode show. I felt that it was very made-for-TV movie. I didn't like the artistic direction of it, but the story itself is kind of interesting, and I'd be curious to see a more factually based documentary on it, because it seemed very, very one-sided when I was watching it. It's like, we didn't do anything wrong. I don't know why they're throwing tear gas at you then. So, all right, ready for some video games?
Sure.
Final Fantasy VII Remake is at 88. That is the top of the list. Streets of Rage 4 gets an 84. Well, it's no Persona 5 Royal, that's for sure.
Where is that, though?
That is now not on the list.
Thank God.
Because it took a little bit of time. Yeah.
It needs to be a rule.
Move over to give some other people a chance to try to.
I mean, it was like, what, a year or 2 years late?
What, Persona 5?
Can't review the same fucking game. There should be a limit on that. How many times it should post up there? It should be like, you already know.
Gears Tactics.
It's bullshit.
Gears Tactics would actually want to play. Kind of a lot.
Yeah.
I'm really teetering on that one. Gets an 82. Snow Runner gets a 20. Who the hell is going to buy that game?
Snow Runner is like Snowpiercer?
It looks like it's a truck. It's driving through the snow.
Mr. Plow.
What's his name? It's Mr. Plow. And then Predator Hunting Grounds. It's 57. I didn't even know that game was coming out.
Damn, I was gonna say 60, but 50. Ugh. I watched some people play it. It's interesting, but like it looks janky when you're playing as the Predator because it's like preset, like avenues and travel paths. So when you're like, oh, jump into the trees, he's like, I jump this way, and it's always the same way if you jump into the tree from this angle. So it's like,
yeah, I think they've pretty much given up on that franchise, both from a movie perspective and anything else. Did you see the new Predator movie?
Yes, I did. That was a fucking nightmare.
Dud.
I remember because I wasn't paying too much attention to it until towards the end, and I was like, dude, everyone is dying. What the fuck? They built up all the characters, and then they're like, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. I was like, okay, fuck it, who cares? And it was all in like one scene, so or not one scene, but like one area where they all died. I was like, fuck this movie. But whatever.
That might be one of my smallest complaints about that movie.
Is that
everyone dies.
I mean, the writing sucks. The story doesn't really make sense.
That stuff also was bad.
They try and set it up for a sequel, and you're like, no. All that shit. Yeah. Did you know that they were trying to get Arnold Schwarzenegger to do a cameo at the end? To come in and be like, I'm Duke. And they're like, oh my God, you're a legend. He's like, let's go hunt these ugly bastards. You know? He said no. That's how you know.
Just quickly looked at the script and just said, what?
I'll tell you who would have said yes, because I don't think he was in it. Danny Glover. He would be like, yeah, because he ain't getting paid for shit. What's the last movie he was in? Saw? No, I'm good. I'm joking. I don't know.
Games coming out. There's nothing really coming out in the next couple weeks except for John Wick Hex. That's interesting. Other than that, I can't think. Oh, Munch's Odyssey comes out on the 14th on the Switch. How random.
Especially on the Switch.
Munch's Odyssey.
Fuck it, man. Play it.
Did anybody like that game?
The Odysseys? Like,
I know Oddworld was cool, but Munch's Odyssey, that was like an Xbox 360 release game, wasn't it?
Is that the one? I know what you're talking about, but I think there's a different one. This is Odyssey. Yes. Let's see, I can't spell. Munch's Odyssey, which is oh god, yeah,
original Xbox. It looks like
it is the bad one too. I mean, he's wheelchairing around. There was another one. It was like Wastelander or something like that.
Stranger's Wrath.
Stranger's Wrath. Yeah,
that was a good one.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a first-person shooter that had live ammo. You'd put animals into your crossbow and shoot it at people.
I remember that, yeah. Like, excuse me?
It was fun. It was a good game. I played it.
The squeeze me? Yeah, interesting.
All right. You ready for a game, JD?
A game or the news?
A game! Eric, tie us into our game for today. You need to be the announcer because you have a good voice for it.
What's our game?
The game is What's Blacker. Go ahead.
Oh.
Come on now. Any day. Get us started.
Welcome, everyone, to the Itch Network Plays What's Blacker?
Yeah, this is the game where we... Oh, go ahead.
I was giving a pause. Because I was getting some errors.
Yeah, man. You gotta get the air horns.
Okay.
In this game, Spencer reads off a list of items, places or things or songs, and asks our resident black man.
You can't say that.
He already did.
Oh.
We're live, folks.
What is blacker?
Thank you, Eric. We'll try it again next week, but I'll
go internet famous.
Hey,
and then have this video come up and like, did you know Eric did a video about what's blacker?
Oh,
cancel culture.
I actually had a conversation multiple times with people over the last few years where they go, "Hey, would you want to run for?" No, No, there's too much shit on me on the internet.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a video of me on the internet running through Swore Ranch Park in nothing but a jock strap.
Google it, folks.
It's on there.
It's the closest thing to action I've seen in weeks.
I mean, Pornhub's right there.
you know
You
what?
could totally do Pornhub instead of
Yeah, there's a
looking
fucking
up me in a
tab
jock
right there
strap.
that everyone. Eric's just staring at the tab right now.
It's right there in your favorites.
Yeah.
All right, JD, are you ready
Go ahead.
to answer what's blacker? Okay. What's blacker? Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera?
Christina Aguilera.
I know that one.
Eric,
She has more of a soulful.
Eric is talking shit. Eric, I want to know why you think Christina Aguilera is black.
Where do you get off?
Here we go.
You got it. You got it. You say it.
Dude,
I think we're on the same.
that ass.
I mean, yeah. Have you ever seen the Dirty music video? Yeah, she got it. And she's with Redman. So tell me the times Christina Aguilera was featured with a black artist and didn't try and take away from him.
Okay.
How many times was she featured with a black artist? She doesn't have a voice to be with, like...
You mean, are you talking Britney Spears?
Britney Spears, I'm sorry. She doesn't have a voice to be with... Like, that's more hip-hop. I could have sworn she was in a couple songs, though.
Britney Spears?
Yeah.
She's probably been in some.
And she fucked over Justin Timberlake, who's like honorary black. So it's like,
Wait, Justin Timberlake is honorary black?
yeah, it's from Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
He's big in Memphis, Tennessee. He's big into like, that's like saying, you could say the same thing about Elvis. He's from Memphis. Might as well be
Didn't
honorary
Elvis
black.
like steal from black people?
He
Steal
is a
their
racist
songs?
too. He
I'm
probably
confused.
but a lot of I mean, I can speak for JT. He has a lot of credit with the black folk.
All right,
But-
new game. Racist or retarded? The first time Elvis.
Both. Moving on. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, Christina Aguilera. She has a soulful voice and she got an ass.
Okay. Then you kind of answered my next one, maybe. You answered
Okay.
about a fifth of my next one.
I hope there aren't 5 more. 4 more.
All right. Next up, what's blacker, NSYNC or the Backstreet Boys?
That's a good question.
Watch Eric
Shit.
answer this one first.
Don't look to me. I'm not your hotline. You got it. I'm not going to say Backstreet Boys. I just can't. I just said Justin Timberlake. He's the only person that's contributed to any form of black culture whatsoever. No, don't even talk to me about Aaron Carter and how I beat Shaq. It's obviously he wasn't Backstreet Boy, but his brother was. But still, no, fuck that. Yeah, Justin. I mean, NSYNC.
So NSYNC
I mean, they're more diverse. At least Lance is gay. You know, like there's something going on there.
Wasn't oh God, I don't know their names.
What, JC?
In
lead?
in Backstreet Boys.
Oh, I don't either. Nick Carter. It's the only other one I know.
AJ?
I think he had like a soul patch or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Was he white?
Survey says.
they all had to be white. There was not one.
They all had to be white. They still have an
That
official
guy.
website.
Wait, scroll up. That guy.
Well,
Well, yeah, that works too. Sorry.
AJ McLean. You know, he's all in that league. No. He's born in Florida to Denise Solis.
Who's she?
She used to be Fernandez. That was his mom.
Oh,
And then-
she's got a
oh,
little-
he is Cuban, Puerto Rican, and German descent.
Oh. We're encroaching on black territory there.
NSYNC. NSYNC.
Okay.
Look at more. Go back a little bit more, and then scroll up to AJ McLean reflects on the past 27 years and hopes for the. Oh,
Because he wants
Jesus.
a paycheck.
Yeah.
Because he wants a Christmas album.
He's like, hey man, we're gonna pop out that Christmas album.
Yeah,
Hold on.
I've decided we need to retour.
Oh god, he's white. Raised in Kentucky. Howie Doro. He's darker. Puerto Rican. So we got 2 Puerto Ricans in there. I might be wrong here.
Wow. NSYNC showing up. Oh wait, he's on
Backstreet Boys.
He's on the Backstreet Boys?
The Backstreet Boys,
Yeah.
Oh.
Brian Luttrell. Why do I think he's like a new member to the Backstreet Boys? I've never seen this guy.
Nah, he was always there.
I know, but I'm just like, wait.
He's like the George Harrison.
I don't know who that is, so it makes sense. But yeah, I was gonna go Backstreet Boys.
He was the
on
last
this one.
member, by the way.
Oh, was
Of
he?
the Backstreet Boys. The more you know.
They're like, we need to wipe this up.
We're not urban.
God.
We're a little too urban right now.
I don't think. I'm still gonna give it to NSYNC.
Can I play in this game too?
Eric, if you play in this game, it makes it a little racy.
Little racy. You gotta watch out.
Let's let JD answer first, and then you can chime in after.
No, let's let him answer first.
But don't you, isn't that kind of breaking the rules here?
But if I answer first and then he answers what I answered, then it's like
I won't.
Oh, then he's
Don't,
just
don't be a
co-opting.
contrarian.
They just co-opting
No,
your answer.
because you said NSYNC, and I still say Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, but don't
I was-
always. So you mean you'll integrity wise, you're gonna answer however you think,
Yes.
no matter what. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Because I would have said Backstreet Boys from the beginning. That's why I started questioning you.
Okay, well, actually, then this last one is good for
Doo-wop.
both of you. This last one is good for both of you. It's actually
Alright, go.
kind of a trick question. Because usually I ask things that are both white, but this one I'm pretty sure is already both black. But you have to find out which one is blacker. Are you ready? And I think both of you could answer this one. What is blacker? Dragon Ball or Naruto?
Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z.
So it has to be Z.
Yeah, it's not Dragon Ball. It's Dragon Ball Z for sure.
Okay, can you explain that?
Well, Kotaku did an article talking about how my race identifies with Goku and his struggle and how he always puts in so much. It's got nothing to do with that. He just like fucking action. They did it beforehand. If Naruto and Dragon Ball Z switch places, then I'd tell you Naruto. It's more the same. You got the guys that are you want to see a hero win. Technically, in both of their senses, we're talking about races or a class of people that have actually been discriminated against. Saiyans, right? You have them getting destroyed. Frieza calls them monkeys all the time. We ain't down with that, right? And then you have Naruto, who's got the QB in him, who's an outcast through his childhood, and only by his good efforts and his strength and his finally coming back to the village and it was Pain at that point, beating Pain, and then everyone's like, "Holy shit! This kid just saved our asses," and really undid a bunch of deaths, which would have been cool if they were still dead. But
Yeah.
Well, all except for one. But
Kakashi.
yeah, don't kill him. But every
Especially the way.
yeah, what was it? He just got like
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, you can technically say both. But I think that those are on the higher end. Like if you said like Bleach, I'd be like,
Right.
even though they have Chad and Bleach, you're like, who cares?
Chad's Chad.
Chad's Chad. If you said One Piece, I'd say no. But I don't know what you'd say.
I would have said Naruto over One Piece.
Yeah.
But Eric,
And then-
you agree that Dragon Ball is more black?
Dude, there's a Genius video, Genius that they do the lyrics for music, where they talk about how many times Dragon Ball Z is referenced in rap. And it's a fucking lot.
Mm-hmm.
So like going Super Saiyan like Goku like all the time. So yeah, man.
Do you know what I was originally going to ask? But I kind of thought I knew the answer already.
Yeah.
I was going to ask what's blacker, anime or wrestling?
Anime.
You think so?
I think so.
Aren't they both talked about a lot?
They both are, but like personally, I think anime has. Ric Flair's been featured in multiple music videos, which is weird, but I still think it's anime. And just it's more. What's the term?
Because both of those are, and I'm going to requote that Kotaku article for God knows why.
You have it up?
No, but I just remember you talked to me about it specifically, and it resonated with me because both of them, in their best form, are extra. Is that true?
Oh my God! Fuck that.
Is that
so? What are they saying? Like black people need to find shit that's extra for it to be good?
Isn't that what the Kotaku article said?
Yeah, it is, but that's I didn't remember that until you said it. Yeah, because they were like, and I was like, what the fuck is this? This is the dumbest shit ever. Yeah, no, and I bet you anything that shit was.
That was written by somebody. That was written by somebody who identified as a black person.
Oh, really? And they're like white.
Yeah.
And a female.
Pink hair.
And they're like, yeah, I color my hair pink, but you know what? I'm down with the rap.
I like rap.
Hey guys, I'll do this article.
I like the rap as much as the next person, okay?
Yeah.
As much as the next brother, all right?
I like me a good old rap every now and again.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
All right, well, thank you for playing What's Blacker. We're all a little bit more educated now. Thank you. All right. Hit us with some news, JD.
Biggest news for today, anyway. Assassin's Creed Valhalla got announced. It's coming out holiday. I could have sworn they said something about like November, but whatever, holiday. It's going to be a launch title for both consoles, which is good. No gameplay shown, but from what it looks like, this is and I did a lot of research before we started talking about this, the 9th century, which is the 800s. And this is specifically dealing with, God crap, can't think of it. Just England against the Vikings. General Viking history that I learned in the span of half a day is they are, Ragnar is two things. One, he's either a historical figure, or two, he's a culmination of a bunch of different other people. But what doesn't seem to make sense is his sons are historic figures, and they're all real, and all of their things, all of their escapades and things like that are historically recognized. They mentioned something about Leif Erikson. He
who I'm named after.
He sailed. He sailed like found America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see, paying attention. This is my test right now. But yes, so it takes place during that time. Of course, there's always assassins everywhere and stuff like that. So in this case, they have the wrist blades on the outside instead of on the inside. Thank God they're wrist blades, because Odyssey didn't have fucking wrist blades. They stated they're going to have a sort of housing system or a stronghold sort of thing to build your city up. I don't know if they mentioned anything about multiplayer. They're doing nautical battles again, but they're doing them differently in the sense of having the longboats, which were constructed. They were crap. I can't think of the word of it. They were modern, like genius creations. That's all I could think of. Main reason why is because the longboat allowed them to be out at sea for longer periods of time. Boats of that time had to hug the coasts when they were navigating the waters. So that's why you didn't have too many people exploring to different islands and things like that. Longboats made that stuff possible. So that's why they also became more of a imperialistic culture. They expanded out because there was a huge boom with Vikings population-wise. So like, all right, all we're going to do is keep fighting each other, so let's go out instead. And they did. And
fight other people.
Fight other people. That's how they took over Paris. Or they held Paris hostage for ransom. That was Ragnar's greatest feat. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic.
Who hasn't held Paris for ransom?
It's a good point. Us. Us. We've freed them from ransom, but It's kind of us. Uh,
I
But-
love Nordic mythology. If of all the mythologies that there are, Nordic is the best.
it's
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
It's freaking awesome.
And towards the end of the trailer, they say Odin is with us. There's actually they show the crow, but a lot of people are saying that looked like Ezio. So what it could be talking about is that Ezio's the most popular assassin out of all the assassins. So what they could possibly be doing is having, they talk about assassins and the bleeding effect and all this other stuff. It's pretty much supernatural at this point, an element of the assassins. So maybe he's sort of the avatar of the crow. Crow's really big in Norse mythology. I believe it's a sign of Odin. I don't know if I didn't listen to the video on Odin. I was focusing on the stuff I could talk about. But yeah, really cool. I'm interested in this just because I like Assassin's Creed. I just didn't like Odyssey that much. I liked the era they were in, and I didn't like Odyssey. Like, that's saying something. That game was a slog at the end. I probably put in like 100 and something hours into it, and that's Assassin's Creed, dude. It's like too much. It was just, it felt like you're just running all over the place. But anyway, yeah, you're cast as a character named Eivor. Eivor, a fierce Viking warrior raised on stories of fighting, fame, and glory. We'll get into that. He's able to utilize both violence and diplomacy as they attempt to forge a new life for their clan in Britain. So you land in Britain, fight some dudes, and now you have to create your stuff. So apparently it's going to be more action-packed and brutal, which makes sense, than any of the other Assassin's Creed. Hopefully we're leaning more towards more assassin-related.
Hell no. It's going to be a combat-focused, combo-heavy fighter.
Just give me the ability to actually use stealth and it be worth something. Then
I could see Valhalla doing the stealth thing. I could see it, because if you think about that anime that I watched.
Oh yeah, what's it called?
On Amazon Prime.
Vinland Saga.
Vinland Saga.
Yeah. That's a very good.
It's a very, very good anime. If you have Amazon Prime, go check out Vinland Saga. It's fantastic. I'm talking to everybody right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fantastic anime.
Yeah. Manga's still ongoing. If anyone even reads manga, it's great too.
But they do assassin stuff in Vinland Saga.
What's his name? Thorkin?
Thorkin.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's like flat out, like out of the bushes with a knife on you. It's great.
Yeah, he doesn't use axes. He uses 2 daggers.
Yeah, which is like, that makes sense. Why not put it in?
Yeah. So I could totally see it. I will say this. He looks like my ancestor.
Yes.
Like, he looks like of my bloodline.
He looks like you.
So I cannot wait to play a character that from my origins.
Yeah, man.
And yet you still haven't played Gears 4.
Well, the guy's name's JD, first off.
It would confuse the shit out of me.
I mean, hey, I played Origins. I had the time of my life. That's the African one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played a little bit of that.
It was okay.
I played a little bit of that. I said, wow, this isn't The Witcher. And then I stopped.
I haven't played Assassin's Creed since the Ezio saga.
Yeah.
That's where most people agree you can walk away and be happy.
Well, some people say you can like Black Flag. Black Flag is really good.
I played parts of that, like when I went to other people's houses and I just sailed around.
Yeah.
Then they're like, get out of my house. Who are you?
Like, hold on. Yeah. So that's that, but it leads us into the next one.
Wow, what a transition.
This one, Assassin's Creed Valhalla devs preemptively shut down bullshit concerns about female Vikings. This is a Kotaku headline. I just want to point this out.
Oh, God.
This is mainly why I did so much research. Ian Walker, the simp that he is, I guess, decides to say women exist. It's a basic fact of life.
Bullshit!
He talks about there's an archaeological sources This is in 2017, or actually in 2016. A researcher, female researcher, looked at the remains for a burial, Viking burial, and found that the bones had been more in line with the females' bones. They were smaller. They weren't indicative of male.
Less strong.
Anyway, she petitioned, hey, this might be a female. She was apparently turned down. 2017, another scientist, also female, who felt strongly about it, said, hey, let's look at this, actually analyzed it, got the okay to pretty much analyze it using whatever technology that we have, and confirmed that, yes, it came from the same person, and it is, in fact, a female set of bones. So why this is important is this female was buried at like high honors, essentially. Vikings don't tend to always bury. There's the funerals at on the boats
at sea.
Yeah, funerals at sea where it's cremation, pretty much. There's a couple other ways. He'll call it.
Best of both worlds, right there.
Yeah, they're just gonna dilute the ocean with your roommates. but considering how many of them died, man, it must have been on fire all the time. But regardless, that happened, right? Which is what this article is pretty much alluding to.
But females sometimes received honorary deaths as well.
That females were in combat with male counterparts, which, from what everything has told me, is true. However, they were not shield maidens. Shield maiden is folklore and a myth. So when someone says,
can you
ever
describe what a shield maiden is?
Is a female combatant that fought on the front.
Wait,
hold on. Let me keep going. That went into combat alongside the male counterpart.
Right. So you're implying that they're like maybe medics or something along that line?
No, they're warriors.
You just said that they weren't people that went into combat with the guys.
They were, but what I'm saying,
it went in phases. So you have your not honor guard, but your vanguard rushes forward, and then the females would come through on the second wave.
Okay.
Well, according to these sagas, they call them all kinds of things. They're essentially folklore. They would go in with the men, like front line, tip of the spear, but that's the mythical side of it. In actuality, yes, women were trained to be warriors, but women oftentimes did not go into combat when the men would. So someone has to stay back. So if there's combat or something to be had, it was very rare that there was a female involved. A lot of times people reference Ragnar's first wife, Lagorda. She's also in question as if she even existed. There's a lot more speculation that she did not, because she was considered a shield maiden. It was just used to tell stories and whatnot. The other thing to consider, 800, 900, and the early century, the start of the century, Vikings were illiterate, and they didn't keep their stories by writing them down. Right. They would sing songs and tell the tale, and the only person who knew the tale was, someone who learned it from someone else. So a lot of things can change during that time. The actual first documented history of Vikings was, I believe, the 12th it was the 13th century. So
just based off of what I've read and been taught in school about the Vikings was how quickly they expanded their society, like their population growth, would mean that, even if you considered that it was a 50-50 male and female population, they would have had to have been pregnant pretty much like every 9 months.
Yeah.
For the amount of children that they, like the population growth that the Vikings had. And a little bit of it, from what I understood, was also acquisition.
That's a nice way of putting it.
So it was they would free them from Britain or free them from other countries and stuff, and then be like, "You're gonna fight with us?"
Yeah.
And they'd say, "Yeah," and then cool. you're going to go over to that tribe and you're going to fight for us. And now we've adopted you into our population. And then all of a sudden they're Vikings.
Or you're slaves to the Vikings, because apparently they took those.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I learned a lot today. But the other thing to keep in mind too is I'm not implying that wasn't the case. I'm just saying they absolutely were not shield maidens. It's like pretty much saying superheroes go and fight, or superheroes went and fought this war. It's like, no, I mean, military people fought in this war, or whatever the case is. It's the terminology is important because one of it is real and the other one of it is incredibly unlikely.
So what you're saying is women were essentially the National Guard.
I believe they're actually...
That's a decent way of putting it.
It's an interesting way to put it, yeah. I guess that's the best way to put it. But they just weren't shield maidens. That's really all I'm trying to get. So yes, they were the National Guard in that case. And the rest of everybody else was... They still deployed, right? National Guard still deploys.
Yeah.
But
Bless you.
they were not...
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, sorry, bless. They were not constantly in a combat environment. But I just hate the way the article is titled, preemptively shuts down bullshit concerns, because what they say specifically is... I think what's really important is that there's a part of their conception of the world. Sagas and myths from Norse society are full of tough female characters and warriors.
Right.
As part of their idea of the world, and they were very progressive. Like men and women were pretty much equal. Like women could like attack you if you divorced them for a reason that was not in line with, like normal. Could attack you for a reason that they felt was like if you divorced him and it was an unjust reason. There was a famous Viking that was attacked. He had like pretty much a sword pushed through his chest, and he's like, "I'll let her go." It's like, I divorced her unjustly, and it's like, damn, dude, it's weird, but that was their culture anyway, because it was part of their idea of the world that women and men are equally formidable in battle. That's why, and that's something about that Assassin's Creed Valhalla will reflect. So it's specifically pointing out the sagas. What irritates me is how they're like, it shut it down. No, they're handling it probably the best way that they can by going, you could be a male or a female in Valhalla, and you can choose whoever you want. If you're a female or male, I mean, a lot of this stuff is alluding to being part of a saga. It's not going to be historically accurate entirely. You're probably going to work with Odin, and he's probably going to help like shoot lightning at people. Who fucking cares, right? But don't try and be like, oh, they're shutting everybody down. That's kind of bullshit to me. And that's why I did so much research. I feel like I learned a lot. I'm actually more excited now. So, good stuff. But
I'm with both of you and how excited you guys are about the Viking part of this.
Yeah.
I don't know how the gameplay is going to go, because I saw, was it Odyssey was the Egyptian one?
No, that's Origins. Odyssey is the Spartan.
Okay, that's the one I'm thinking of.
That's you walked in on me playing that.
Yeah,
just kicking cougars off of cliffs.
So that one very action based, and like you actually had like a leveling upgrade system for your weapons and stuff. Like,
yeah,
I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this, but if this interests me, it'll probably make me go play God of War 3.
God of War 3 is great.
What about just
no
God of War for PS4?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
okay.
That one.
It's just.
All of them are good.
Dad
all
of
of them
War.
are good.
Yeah.
Dad of War, yeah.
Well, but God of War is a different game than God of War 3. They're very different games.
I'm just saying they're all good, but
it'll probably make me go play God of War 4.
That one will probably tell you might get emotional. Might get to see this guy cry.
Why would you get emotional? That game wasn't sad.
Silence in a podcast.
It's a death stare. It's a death stare.
JD's handling the news. He's ready to skip
on.
Recover webpage. Kotaku has failed us.
This is why I'm pissed off.
Uh-oh.
PSA: beware of massive The Last of Us 2 spoilers from apparent leak.
Oh, okay. Easy.
So
Bring awareness to the spoilers to be leaked.
what pisses me off is I've already been spoiled.
Oh, shit.
That's why I'm pissed.
Oh.
Because this is my, like, so far my year title. Like, I'm looking, out of all the games that have come out, this is my looking forward to for the year.
Are you going to spoil us right now?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I would not do that to you guys.
Is it interesting?
I'm fucking. Here's the thing. It's incredibly. So there's a bunch of theories as to why this was leaked. One person said it was due to was due to the crunch culture surrounding Naughty Dog. They said Naughty Dog's one of the worst companies that does that. As it's getting towards release, apparently working 12-hour days, even on all the way up to Saturday. 6 out of 7 days you're working 12-hour shifts. It gets, I guess, people burnt out. But apparently that was the first thing, was people like, it was leaked because of that. It drew attention to Naughty Dog, but apparently the reason, from what people are saying, is because it was not decisive, divisive, the ending.
Sure.
The first one was absolutely divisive.
Yeah.
But they said that this one is so dramatically divisive that they leaked it. So
What?
people aren't like feel
No, that's not what happened. That's the.
I don't think it is either. I think I will tell you, this person, guy, gal, whoever it is, you're a fucking idiot, because so many other people put their heart and soul into creating something, and because of how you feel, however you feel, you decide to leak something that's supposed to benefit.
Do you
not
know
just
that it's accurate, this leak?
Apparently it is. According
Says who?
to
the guy?
Huh?
The guy that leaked it? Who said it's accurate?
No, what's his name? Neil Druckmann came on Twitter and was like, hey, there is a leak that is out. Do your best to avoid it. We apologize for anyone that may have been spoiled by it and all that stuff. That was like the day after it came out. That's it right here. We know the last few days have been incredibly difficult for you. We feel the same, and it's disappointing to see the release and sharing of pre-release footage from development, they say. But this is Neil Druckmann that said, like, stay strong. He didn't write this, but he tweeted it. Do your best to avoid spoilers, and we ask you don't spoil it for others. Last of Us will be in your hands soon. No matter what you see and hear, the final experience will be worth it. Keep in mind, this happened, I think, a day after, or the day of the release date.
It's like 2 days ago? Or 3 days ago or something?
Well, I mean, yeah, it
3 days ago, April 27th.
Yeah, it's fairly recent. So it's like, So, kind of, I'm pissed because I'm just like, what the fuck, man? And it was on something completely different. Like, I was looking up fighting game stuff on Twitter. And then someone just, was just, you can't stop your eyes from, like, looking and stuff like that. I was just like, you fucking kidding me? You better believe I reported that shit. I was pissed. Anyway, just do your best to avoid it if you're interested in it. If you don't care about it, you can watch a YouTube video on it. But if you do care about it, you don't want it to interfere with the storytelling and whatnot, just stay off social media until it drops.
I don't like spoilers from my time with Arrow, when Arrow was on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Google knew that I was watching Arrow, and I was a couple episodes behind, trying to catch up. And it was like, oh my god, did you guys hear that Diggle did this in this episode? In the fucking title of the thing. Or it's so like some screen clip from the thing.
Dude,
and it's like, fuck you, Google. Like, I'm just scrolling, just trying to check like local news and stuff, and it's like, you know that I watched this and I've searched this, and now you're spoiling things in titles.
Dude, same. I get that for Better Call Saul all the time. Like, they know that I watch it on Netflix, so I'm a season behind or whatever. And then they'll be like, that last episode, they didn't handle the death of this character very well. And I was like, oh, great.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Come on.
That was
It's like they're trying to.
That was Walking
Dead is
Dead.
really bad.
Yeah.
The same day they, because Negan, they were hyping up the Negan thing. And back when I was on Facebook, they were hyping it up so much. The day it happened, or the hour or the 30 minutes or whatever after it happened, they posted the scene online. And they go, "Aren't you so sad to see blank and blank go?" And you're like, "Wait, two?" And then, because in the comics, he only kills one person, and you were expecting that one person, and then other people die, and you're like, "What the fuck?" So,
Yeah.
So the issue with that, like, even if they don't tell you, like, oh man, 2 people die in this episode, you've now ruined my experience because now I'm watching and I'm going, which one of you fuckers are gonna die? I know he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Where's the other one? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Oh wait, what they say? I wasn't listening. I was predicting who the fuck's gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, that's the part that bugs me. Instead of having that shock value, be like, oh shit, he died. Holy fuck, so did she.
Yeah.
You don't get that anymore because of a one sentence, some bold text that you just scrolled past.
The worst part about it is, especially with Walking Dead, they actually shot scenes of everyone else dying, except for Rick, and they leaked them.
So that line right there has been pissing me off ever since it.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Did you see it?
Well,
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's exactly what made me think about Arrow, because I'm like, God damn it.
Were you looking up Arrow spoilers, JD?
No.
It's CW related.
It's a CW hero show.
Yeah.
It's a spoiler for that, and I'm just like, wait, he's in the current season. I didn't know he was. Who is that? He's really young. What is that?
Don't worry about it. Avoid leaks. Spoilers. All right. Yeah. Just keep your wits about you. I fully intend to stream it, by the way. But kind of fucking sucks.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Moving on. Xbox Series X gameplay reveal set for May 7th. It's right around the corner.
Sick.
7 days.
Yeah, man. We're going to get our first look at Assassin's Creed Valhalla,
Oh,
which would be nice, on an episode of Inside Xbox, while Microsoft has shown off the console itself, as well as its
dives
shared
into its
deep,
specs.
yeah. This will be the first opportunity to see how the next gen games will actually run. So this is good. We get to see the interface too. Xbox this generation didn't really have a good interface, nor when the Xbox 360 originally came out, where it was the pages and you had to like click it, but then they changed it up and they ended up having the best interface. The XMB interface that PlayStation 3 had was shite, and then the 4 is whatever.
It works.
It works.
It's organized.
I'm indifferent because I'm just like, okay, fine. You know, I know where to find things. I know how to find things. That's all that matters. But yeah, I'm actually excited because we'll get to see how it looks. We'll get to see how it runs, and we'll get to see gameplay footage for the Valhalla. It's a win-win-win. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Has a few more
teraflops.
Well, the PSSD appears to be a bit faster.
Well, we know the key specs. We have no idea what it even looks like, let alone how next-gen games will run on it.
So there's a line in here, a paragraph in here, just talking crap about the PS5, saying the Xbox is being more open and sharing more information.
Is that this one?
No, it's the one we just read.
Oh.
Two consoles appear broadly similar. The Series X has a few more teraflops, but the PS4 runs better.
Sorry.
PS4 seems to be running a bit faster. But while we know the PS5's key specs, we still have no idea what it even looks like, let alone how next gen's games will run on it.
Yeah. Time will tell.
It seems like a very, like,
tongue-in-cheek sort of.
Yeah, like, well, Xbox is giving us sneak peeks. What the fuck's Sony doing?
Well, they're in news.
I love that.
They want information, but it's like, I learned nothing from that sentence other than your opinion.
I love that the Xbox has 2 more teraflops, but the PlayStation 5 seems to run better. Then why do they have the 2 teraflops?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We'll see how it looks. we'll have to see.
Yeah. In all honesty, I will say this from my experience now switching over to iPhone from Android to iPhone. While you can get amazing specs on a Android phone, the specs to me are not as important as the operating system now.
Oh, jeez. Just works easier for you.
Whatever is more intuitive and more functional, like and built like ready to go out of the box, that is what tends to win. And I will say this, based on what you had said about the interface, which drove this point home for me, I hated the Xbox One interface.
Same.
Yeah, I don't
absolutely
like
thought it was disgusting. It was Windows 10 esky, just like that window, that start menu.
Yeah.
It's that blocks all over the place. It's just weird, misshapen. It's PS4. It's nothing flashy. It's nothing fantastic. It's functional. You can organize it a little bit, and it's clean.
Yeah.
That's the main.
Yeah, I realized it was a problem, or I didn't like the Xbox One setup, and I couldn't find party chat.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Just finding anything on that thing was. I remember us trying to set that shit up.
it was bad.
Playing like Halo 5 or something, and it just couldn't get it.
I was very mad at that. And I was just like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things that once you know how to do it, yeah, of course it's easy, but it shouldn't be there shouldn't be a struggle for a feature that's been involved in the gaming industry for the last decade.
Yeah,
like it's little things like that. They should be improving the simplicity and making it more intuitive and easier, rather than adding so many advanced features that it makes it cumbersome.
So they're building up as opposed to setting the foundation first.
Yeah,
we'll see how this one looks.
Make everything within arm's reach.
Yeah,
Don't.
That's a good one. Don't have me scroll through. If I have to go through 5 menus to get to something, that's too much.
You know what? Now that I think about it, they might have the exact same interface.
They better not. There's no way they will.
I hope not, but because it's like the fact that they're pretty much the console is the PC at that point. So you can expect what you commonly see on your PC navigation-wise is something that could be presented on the Xbox.
Then it needs to be all symmetrical. Every square needs to be the same goddamn size, and there needs to be one page with everything on it.
Yeah.
You cannot. It needs to look like an app screen, basically.
That was Xbox 360. As soon as you load it up, everything's right there. Okay, you go this way if you want to go to the store, or this way for the store, this way for your library. That's it. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Or play your game right in front. Or social stuff was in there too. So cake.
Yeah.
So we'll see. May 7th, we'll have some stuff to talk about. I'll send you guys the gameplay footage because I'll be home. Lord knows.
Your research.
You know. I kind of don't care about this one. I feel like this is just
throw
a
it
hit.
out there and we can move on.
Phil Spencer is confident the Xbox Series X will launch on schedule, but games are another question. It's pretty much talking about due to the pandemic, they're not going to be able to have as many titles.
Did you see
That
the launch?
doesn't make sense to me.
Did you see the launch for Xbox?
What?
The Xbox Series X, the launch games that are supposed to come out for it?
We talked about it last week.
Didn't we say that we didn't know what they were?
That they weren't all that impressive.
I don't know, man. I recently took a gander at it. It's pretty damn impressive to me. Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Okay.
Okay, so this is some new information.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay.
Gears 5, which I think is probably just a upgrade.
Yeah.
Gods and Monsters from Ubisoft. I don't know what that is. Halo Infinite. Orphan of the Machine from Dynamic Voltage Games. I don't know what that is. Outriders from People Can Fly. Senua's Saga. Hellblade 2.
That's the second one, yeah.
Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Quarantine and Siege.
Can you put the...
I'm just on Wikipedia.
Oh, I think we might have found it.
Watch Dogs Legion. And a couple other games like Warframe and World Rally. But I mean... Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, Halo Infinite. I mean, those two alone, that's pretty damn good.
Did you played Senua, right?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I had fun with that. I don't know about Halo though, because Halo's 343.
Look, we don't have to like Halo that much, but it's still a big deal.
Hey, Halo 5.
Not a big deal.
Halo 5 was a step in the right direction, so I'll give it. I actually liked Halo 5. Halo 4, who liked it, right?
Right.
But if they keep going in that direction, sure. I played the multiplayer for a little bit on it, but the only people I was playing with was what Matt and maybe Troy sometimes. So I'm only gonna play the games my friends have. So if you guys don't have it, I'm not gonna be playing the multiplayer on it.
Also, consider Cyberpunk 2077 is coming out for it. So assuming
It's gonna be on.
but if the PS5 doesn't come out,
Yeah,
in time, it
well,
will
I mean,
it will be the only next gen way to play that game.
That's looking at a different thing because we're not talking about if it won't release. It's just
but that's a potential.
That is true. The main thing I look at is Senua. I'm interested in figuring out where that goes. And would I buy a console for that? Is the only thing.
If you had to pick one and the games are the same and that one's there,
then I will upgrade my computer.
Okay, well then you gotta.
I mean, I think I'm more inclined to doing that.
I'm just saying their launch is pretty good. This is a pretty solid launch lineup.
Yeah. Assuming Sony cannot launch the PS5 on time, Sony is going to be at a severe loss. And if it costs more than the Xbox Series X, it's another hit.
And you got to wonder how many of these games are on Game Pass too. If it's like all you have to do is get this game or get the Xbox One or Xbox Series X and then sign up for Game Pass and you get them already?
Yeah.
And that's a done deal.
That's true. Now, my question is the only title that's rumored to be a launch is what's it called? Horizon Zero Dawn for PlayStation. And that's a rumor.
That's fucking badass. That'd be great if it was.
Yeah, but that's only one if we're looking at it. Halo has a bigger player base. Even if the quality of Halo has sort of done this, it's not enough. So the only thing I could think of that might tip the scales would be another solid IP coming back.
Not a War sequel, man.
I want it, but I think it's too soon.
Probably.
It's only been out 2 years, which is surprising. 2 years and some change, but or it'll only be out 2 years and some change by that time. That's not enough to develop a sequel. So of that magnitude and to make the fans happy and whatnot. If they dropped like I said, if they did Bloodborne, I'm sold. If they did Resistance, you remember that game? Fall of Man?
Yeah.
That had the really creative weapons. I actually really like that. The first one. The second one, I wasn't the biggest fan. But like stuff like that, maybe. But I think they've only got one launch title. But they have a bigger install base.
Yeah. So
I mean, if you look at it from that standpoint, because then the question gets asked: people who have a PlayStation Network account are, you would think, more likely to get the next PlayStation than the next Xbox, right?
Yeah. Xbox.
If it comes out on
time.
time.
Xbox 360 last gen.
Yeah, that's true.
Switched over to PS4.
It came out earlier, though. What's the main thing? It came out 2 weeks earlier.
This could happen again too.
It's good. I think it's the launch title that's going to be a problem because we have is one rumor, and we allegedly have 2 confirms. But the issue I have with Halo Infinite is they haven't even dropped any gameplay.
Do they have to drop gameplay footage for Halo Infinite?
Yeah, because
when you play Halo, it's not like it's the most evolved. I ironically called Combat Evolved the first one, but it's not like it's the most evolved game over the years.
Well, the main reason why I say that is because if we're talking about the difference between, this is not the first one, it's the second one that isn't canonically, no, it's the third one that isn't canonically named. Because the other one is ODST, well, Halo 2 ODST, Halo Reach, and then now Halo Infinite, right?
Mm-hmm.
What that teaser showed off looked like it was a reboot. Like you're back on the original Halo. Because the story got a little bit out of control. I don't think they should reboot it because they have all these comics and all these books and all this other stuff and all this lore already generated. But without any gameplay, I can't really go, okay, are we going back in time or are we advancing further? If we're advancing further, whatever, I know what to expect. Multiplayer is going to be different. They're going to put in some new feature. But if it's like Halo Infinite's just like, I don't know, Halos 1, 2, and 3 or something.
What if it's like
an
MMO shooter like Destiny? Wouldn't that be the funniest thing ever?
Eric, would you play it?
Probably not.
Come on, what if you make Spartan super cool?
I'm a little past
the shooters?
Shooting looters.
I don't know, man. What if they drop a Destiny 3 trailer leading up to PS5? That would pique your interest at least.
I would watch the trailer, but I can tell you this. I don't know where the story is currently with Destiny 2. I don't even know who's alive. I don't know. Because, they pretty much kill a character like every DLC or something.
God damn.
I know nothing about Destiny right now.
Destiny 3, they go back in time and bring all the characters together into one
super
not. World.
Would never play that one for that reason right there. Do not make death irrelevant.
Yep.
Kill a character, keep them dead. Consequences have actions.
Oh my god.
Actions have consequences. Barry Sherman's dead.
And he's never coming back, don't you know?
Yeah.
I killed Spencer's character in D&D.
Oh. Murderer?
Mm-hmm. His son.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He was begging for it.
His son stabbed him through the chest.
Damn it. Oh, that guy? Wasn't that
Arthur?
Right?
No.
Oh.
It was an NPC.
Oh.
Yeah.
What'd you say? E2 brute?
Dude, I remember I got picked up when I was playing that, and what's his face came over and like healed me back up. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
He texted me about that.
I'm
he was like,
on fire with this fireball.
That's what you did?
Yeah, I fucking did it.
Yeah, he AoE attacked and he was collateral. But he texts me and he goes, should I heal him? I'm like, do what your character would do. That's
a good answer.
Do what your character would do. And he's like, well, he wouldn't leave him down on the ground. I was like, tell me what you do, because I'm not going to tell you one way or another.
You should then ask him how that changes his character.
Barry dying?
Yeah. Well, after he tried to help him.
What berries stay alive? All right, guys.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
I do. Sorry, D&D side note right now because we are on the topic. There is a new thing that came out for D&D called the Heroes Chronicle. I want to take your new character through that setup.
Sweet.
It'll take us 10-15 minutes, I think.
Yeah. I mean, all I can say to that is woo.
What kind of woo, though?
Woo!
All right. So next story here. We got a couple more games coming to the Stadia. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Is it always titled like that?
Yeah.
I thought it was just Star
Wars. Jedi.
Star Wars?
Fallen Order.
2. Rated R.
Sometime later this year, FIFA and Madden are also coming, but they won't arrive until next
Winter.
Oh, bullshit.
More EA games will follow in 2021. The Hollywood Reporter says the deal encompasses a total of 5 games over the 2-year period.
Wow.
Man, this was not what I was trying to get at. I was trying to just be like, hey, look, it's good for the Stadia. This isn't. I didn't read the article.
Crash and burn, horrible news.
That's not good at all. They're testing the waters with Fallen Order, which is their last legit good game, a single-player experience in a while, rather than rushing immediately to bring most of its catalog to the platform. Update. Google announced some of the other games heading to the Stadia in the more immediate future as a part of Google's Stadia Connect presentation. Both Players Unknown and PUBG and Octopath Traveler are getting added today. PUBG will be free to pro subscribers. Rock of Ages 3 is coming in June, followed by the game maker Crata, which is a Stadia timed exclusive, and Wavebreaker boat racing game.
Well, I got PUBG. Everyone wants to play PUBG with me? I'll be on my Stadia.
There you go, man. So everyone's favorite development company is going through a little bit of trouble. Riot. Apparently,
they're hurting bad.
Well,
those poor guys. How are they going to get through this season?
Apparently, one of the a Riot designer who goes by the handle Greenly posted a video from her in Valorant solo queuing. In it, there was pretty much this guy that was like hitting on her the entire time and was singling her out, which I can get being singled out because that can get annoying. Like when I'm in, I'll keep going first. Pretty much she's like, okay, all right, stop. And then this part's like, whatever. He said he'd stop carrying her and told her to shut up and called her a thought repeatedly. She put it on Twitter. I think it's funny that it's coming from your own employee that you're like, bro. I think even funnier is there's not a what was it? People are saying there's not a traditional mute or way to mute someone in Valorant currently. So that's a feature. Yeah, where she's like, you have to mute them more perspective, but the article goes on to say that there's muting is different or something like that. For the record, I muted his ass. Does that mean he won't go on making other people uncomfortable? Who cares? Anonymity. If you're in one of those parties, please help speak out. Just mute the thread. God, where is it? Maybe I misread it, but there was some mention about the process for muting is different from other games. So
okay. Well, they'll perfect that. They've done such a good job with the other stuff.
Yeah,
they'll have that figured out. I mean, that's
a
simple ask.
I think we've all been called names online. I think singling out can be more irritating. Like when if I'm playing a fighting game and we're in like a lobby, and let's say like I'm fighting someone and everyone's jumping on me and being like, "Oh man, you're whack, whatever." Like, all right, dude. Like, who cares, right? But if it's like one person, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, the first thing everyone says when they see my handle, oh, like initial D. Yep.
Initial
Last
D?
movie I saw. Yeah. It's the racing anime.
Oh.
It's a game, movie. Yeah. It's really popular. But yeah, it was the last movie I saw before I made my Xbox Live gamer tag. Couldn't think of anything.
So what you're saying is maybe she should just stop being such a thought and like mute people.
I think you shouldn't take it personal when someone on the internet who you're never going to see again for the rest of your life and are probably going to forget the match in about a week, you know, tries to
minutes. They're gonna forget about that match.
Yeah. I'm trying to account for the fact that she posted this on Twitter and she's like, oh my god, you know, like.
So is she a streamer?
She's I guess she is a streamer, but she works with Riot as well.
If she was trying to stream and this guy was harassing her while she was trying to stream, as a creator, I can understand how.
Shit.
I can understand how that would be a pain in the ass.
She is streaming.
I do know that a lot of the rioters, their names in game are like Riot something. Riot, and then whatever their silly name is.
Yeah.
But out of curiosity, was her stream name or something Gamer Girl followed by a number?
No.
I don't think so. I think it's just Greenly. Riot Greenly. Yeah. She's Riot. She's Riot. So that guy's kind of an idiot too, if you think about it.
Yeah.
He's probably going to get banned just because it's a spotlight. They have to do something. Is it like knee-jerk reflexive? Yeah. But at the same time, if Riot doesn't do anything,
yeah, they'll look bad.
They look bad and it comes off as promoting it. So I don't know. It's weird harassment in this sense. Still getting to people, I think. That's probably the biggest thing to me. If it's a bunch of people, like I said, and even in tournament settings, like I went to the Street Fighter Cross Tekken. It was a single elimination tournament at what's that big mall?
Arrowhead.
That's got the Microsoft store in it.
Oh, that's
Scottsdale
Fashion Store.
Yes, went there. for a tournament. It was really bad. I got perfected in front of a girl I liked. That was not a good night. Let me tell you. What was even worse is this dude and his two cronies. My brother was there too, and Brandon did better than me. This dude and his two cronies were just jumping on me. Like, if we're sitting down like this playing, I was actually on this side at the time. His guys are behind there, like pushing and shaking my seat and all that stuff when I'm getting destroyed. Yeah, it can piss you off at that point. Absolutely. Because I'm like, dude, you're not even a part of this shit. Like, fuck off. That'll irritate me. Just like if multiple people, like Dead or Alive, for the most part, is an alright community. But man, there's some stupid people on there that do some gimmicky shit. Yeah. And then if they do that gimmicky shit and they get away with it, and you're in their group, because Dead or Alive 5 specifically, I would go into rooms because I'm like, dude, I'm good at the game. I can usually take just about anybody. And I would go in and I played a character most people didn't play. So I just go in rooms, I beat people and stuff like that. But if you get into a room, someone else's room, or all his buddies come into your room, they're all yelling at you because you're like losing and they want you to lose, then that can get annoying. Like, you're suddenly the bad guy because you're doing good. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But in this case, one person, and I've had shitty games on Overwatch where I fucked up healing somebody. I just go, this guy's cursing at me. You better mute him.
But I guess the question would be, is it, and I don't know the answer to this question, but is it acceptable to have that behavior? Are you just like allowing it because you're used to it, or is it something that should be removed, and you just don't realize that?
Is it your responsibility?
No, it should be removed is the answer to that question. Whose responsibility is it is a second question.
Because I'd be like, it's
maybe not should it be removed, because I guess it should be, but is it realistic to have it removed? Like, is that a quest is that a hill you can die on? I don't know
in a game, in a game that has that you need to communicate like that, how do you find the good X?
Well, because right, because do we control communication so much that you literally can't say anything? Eventually, you speak in. I mean, some Nintendo kind of does this in some of their things. You literally can only say predetermined phrases. Hey, cover me. Do this. And at some point, somebody's just gonna spam that, and it'll be on like online and be like, when I say cover me, it really means suck my dick. And then they just run around saying cover me all the time, and then all of a sudden that becomes a problem. So you could argue, at what point do you cover up speech in a multiplayer game? Because you can't not have speech. I mean, you can, but at some point it loses the multiplayer aspect the more multiplayer stuff you remove. So it's a philosophical, troubling question.
So I think because there was a thing back in, like, you could report players. Like, when was it Xbox 360 you started being able to report players?
That didn't do anything, right? It didn't work for me.
No, I'm saying it started.
That you could do it.
Yeah, it started in like Xbox 360 where I'm going to report you. And it's escalated since then to the point where they actually, like, companies do have teams that are monitoring reports, and if they get an excessive amount of reports on you, they do ban you for 24 hours, 72 hours if you're cheating, or if you're whatever you're doing.
Conduct your ass.
Yeah, like, you can get knocked off the servers for X amount of hours.
Happened to me 3 times in League of Legends.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know why.
Because you were winning, or because you were telling
the words he was saying?
Because I was a fucking asshole, saying a bunch of mean things to people.
And have you stopped?
I have.
Yeah. Actions have consequences.
Let me see both your hands. His fingers are crossed.
I have, dude. I'm changed from it. It's like it's right. It's such a stupid thing to cause drama online. It really is just the stupidest, most pointless endeavor you could go on.
Mm-hmm.
And I could feel my blood pressure rising back then when I would get into those shouting matches. With really just saying words in caps. But it's like, what is the fucking point? There's nothing to it. It's such a waste. So they're totally right. It's unacceptable and you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, I can't even stand when like my friends get on my ass about things when it's like I'm having fun,
Yeah.
like when they're trying to get too competitive with something and I'm like, I'm fucking having fun, like, and you're making this not fun, like, eat a dick. And I'm talking to my friends, but if a fucking stranger, I'm at that point, I'm quitting the game. Like I owe you no moments, cents, seconds, anything of my time.
Right.
You don't matter a fucking thing to me, and if you're making me angry, leave, start a new game. Like I have no reason to spend any energy on anyone that brings my mood down.
For sure.
Just reading these fucking comments. And yeah, when it comes to like even Street Fighter or whatnot, I've realized I had more success in Street Fighter when I was playing back then than I do now because I didn't let losses or losses bother me. I would just lose and be like, all right, whatever. Because I wouldn't remember the match by the next freaking week.
You don't remember anything. You don't remember
Like,
even the
fuck
wins.
it.
You don't remember the wins. You don't remember the losses.
Hey man, I remember some of these wins, man. I get some clutch comeback. Dude, you know what I'm saying? Makoto, hit him right in the nuts, man. That's all you need.
I went 19-4 today with Kaisa. Just fucking destroyed.
But you're not gonna remember.
Tomorrow, I'm not gonna remember that shit. I'm gonna remember the time I got freaking bodied.
I will argue I'm more inclined to remembering the Call of Duty matches when you get like you're in the top 8 or whatever and you're like, oh man, circle's closing. That's like really heart beating.
Oh, you're talking about that kind of.
Oh yeah, the battle royale.
Yeah.
On that one.
I was gonna say I actually do have a memory of Call of Duty. I went 32-0
Jesus.
on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1.
If it was
I think
2,
it was
you
1
would have
on hardcore mode.
Yeah.
What a fucking beast.
I went 32-0. And it was on this jungle mission. I don't remember the name of the map, but there's this little hut, and then there's this like trench area, and there was this like camp off in this area, and then subsection I didn't go into because I always died when I went over there. I just fucking stayed in the camp area and up in this little, just going back and forth, and then jumping down, trying to grab ammo and guns and stuff, and to the point where like I hit 30-0. And I was like, fuck, I do not want to die. There's like a minute left. I want to be 30-0.
Yeah.
And I called in an air pack, to drop a crate. And I'm like, please give me ammo. I am out of ammo. I need ammo. And the crate dropped. And as I was getting up to run outside to go get it, the crate dropped and smushed an enemy player. Like another player, it killed him. As I was coming out of the room with no weapons, I was like, oh, please be ammo. Please be ammo. And I was like, ah. And this crate goes, and just totally Bugs Bunnies this dude.
Bugs Bunnies.
And I was like, ah, ammo, ah. Turned, shot one dude as I was reloading, and the game ends. And I was just fucking like freaking out. I was like, ah, 32-0. Nice. You couldn't record clips back then.
Post on his MySpace.
I just started texting my friends, like, I went 32-0, and take a picture of it.
Yeah, you'll remember that stuff.
Yeah.
But like
in Lich King. That's about it. That's all I remember. Killing the Lich King the first time, and that. The rest of my gaming history I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't you remember a toxic player?
I remember me being toxic.
I remember a toxic player with my girlfriend at the time was watching me play Dead or Alive 5. And this guy was doing infinites in tag. Most people don't play tag because the infinites, but I was like, fuck it. I was playing 2 characters I really liked. And the guy I thought he said my name. I thought he said JD. And I was just like, oh. And then he proceeded to complete his infinite, and I died. And I was like, all right, get out of this lobby. Fuck this. I'm going to go back to singles where you can't juggle me infinitely. Asshole. But that's kind of it. Most of the time,
I cannot remember.
Maybe, well, I bet you can with World of Warcraft. People toxic on that because you actually have to work together.
But I don't remember. Like I remember going into random dungeons and the tank not wanting to tank, or the healer not wanting to heal you because you pulled aggro, like because you failed to do the dungeon the way that they had always run it 100 times. I remember people being a bitch and choosing not to heal. I remember being an ass to one of my friends during a dungeon where he was making it take longer. He was causing us to have problems. And the healer messaged me and said, "Hey, this is your buddy?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "I'm not going to heal him." And I said, "Okay, just heal me then." Because I was like, I can't fucking get my friend to not be to not ignore shit. But if he keeps me alive, I can still make this dungeon go faster. Like, I remember something like that happening. And then afterwards, I think he got kicked, and he had asked me, like, "Did you vote yes to kick me?" And I said no, and I didn't, because back then you only needed 2 votes to do it, and I knew these 2 guys would, but I wanted to.
I wanted to. I really wanted to.
I really wanted to, but I knew it wasn't necessary for me to pick a side at that point because he was going to get kicked either ways.
Jeez.
But no, I can't remember like specifically any players' names.
Oh, not player names. It's more about how you felt.
Oh, I remember that scenario, and I remember in a one raid where the loot, it was technically my turn to get a loot piece in the raid, and they gave it to somebody else because they had been there for 20 straight weeks and never got this piece, and this piece finally dropped and they needed it. But it was my turn to get loot, and they skipped over me because I had only been there 10 times and he had been there 20 times. So they gave it to him, even though we didn't do DKP or anything like that. It was just, it's your turn for loot. If anything drops that you want, you get it. It's my turn for loot. I took it. Tried to take it. I get kicked from the guild.
Damn.
Fuck that.
Which back then was a big deal because like there was only so many raiding guilds out there. But you know what I did? Join a new fucking guild.
Like it was the RP guild, but at least they did raids. I had to buy into their stories for a little bit. But it's okay.
See, I was all for it. Like, as when people were RPing around me,
couldn't do it, man. Like, dude, I went to a wedding in Final Fantasy, and they're fucking.
That's your fault.
God. Well, it was for my guild, and they were actually married in real life. They were just getting married.
That's your fault.
Anyway, so yeah, so I went in, right, and I freaking, I sat down, like sort of middle front-ish, right? There's enough people there, and where they do it at, and I have all the screenshots on this shit. It's fucking like half of it's really full, and the other half, if you turn around, empty. It's like most of the rows are empty, but if you angle it right, and they did their vows on the game,
God.
and it was in their characters. And
see, that's creative.
But
How long are they?
They were both. What do they call them? I keep calling them Mikotes, the cat people.
Okay.
And they were both girls, even though it was a man and a woman.
Oh my God, this is the cringiest thing I've ever heard.
There might have been some puns in there. Like you're the perfect one for me.
Wow.
And I was there. My brother was there too. He was actually sitting right next to me. And I was just like, if you target another person, your character looks at them. I just like, I was like, oh my God.
Well, now I know I need to add into my vows.
Oh man, dude, it was
okay. I thought the cringiest thing I ever read was a lady was obsessed with fishing in World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
And then I guess she had cancer and died. And all she liked to do in the game was fish and look at the sky. And so her guild decided to just have a day where they fished in memory of her.
How is that cringy, man?
And I thought that was the cringiest thing I ever heard. And then you just said that. And it's like, that blows it out of the water.
That was pretty cringy. I was there, like,
yeah.
and so the other thing too is you have to dress up So I was in a suit, and my brother was in a suit, and they were in their. I think one was white and the other one was red. Their dresses and whatnot. And the entire time that we were there, like some of the other people, because you had fireworks and other festivity things, like you can shoot those things off. You can pop like champagne and all that stuff, which they were doing.
Yeah.
And they're all like dancing and all that stuff. And I remember just sitting at my seat. I was just like, oh my God. I got up. I was like one of the first people to leave. And then I didn't know this, but they actually had to have them come out. I've been to Troy's wedding, but I didn't know that they're supposed to leave first. And then everyone else left. I left beforehand. So I was just like, fuck it. I'm done.
Good lord.
So,
You go run a dungeon, guys.
I'll pay
It
you
was
money
interesting.
for those screenshots. And I'm kind of mad that you don't have video of that.
I might actually have video of it.
Okay. If you have video of that, I'm going to overlay that with this and release that because that is incredible.
I've got probably like 10 or 15 gigs of
of wedding footage.
No, not of that. Of Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is my most screenshotted game.
Okay.
So I always take photos. I always take videos of like the cool stuff that happens. When we did the Bahamut thing, which I'm still a little upset about, but when we did it, I screenshot the hell out of it. I was upset because I wanted to do it the actual way you're supposed to do it. That's why. But no one was doing that dungeon anymore, so it's like you don't really have a choice. But yeah, so I just need to find them. Hopefully they're not on my PS3, because I don't think I'd have to plug it in and see. But yeah, it was a trip. You had weddings in WoW, right?
I'd never participated in any of that stuff.
No, I refuse.
I'm sure I saw stuff on like Reddit and whatnot about it, but I never participated in any of that.
Yeah,
I had a kid tell me about marriage in EverQuest way back in the day. I think it was in like 5th grade or 4th grade or some shit like that. He's the ugliest fucking dude I've ever seen.
dude. God. Asshole. I bet you stopped.
This is why we mute Spencer's mic when we play Overwatch.
Fucking got him. Hawk. Another hawk. You guys see that hawk?
You guys see that hawk?
That's where the party's at.
You got any more
Anyway,
news?
no, that's it. I'm just looking at footage for Ghost of Tsushima because at least that game's not spoiled.
But that guy dies. You've been spoiled.
Oh no! I actually should.
Oh no!
I probably should be paying more attention to this game, just considering.
All right, well, we just hit the hour and 42 mark, so...
God damn.
Wow. We're getting good at this.
Talking about a whole lot of...
I
mean, we talked about stuff.
A lot of marriage going on there. But thank you for joining us, and we will see you guys next week. Eric, what do you want to say to the people?
D&D podcast coming soon.
We will talk about that. Let's get that going. We'll see you guys in the future. Be safe out there. Coronavirus is still a thing. And we'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.
Won't they see us in the future? We won't see them.
Well, it's more
They'll see us.
More of a buddy thing. Like,
Speaking of coronavirus, am I coming over?